Today, we are tackling something you probably deal with constantly. I mean, I know I do. And that is mastering the overthinking mind.
Yeah, we really are diving into why those standard remedies you try, like journaling or breath work, why they often just fail to stick.
Right, because they do help, but we want to figure out how to actually permanently cure that overactive mind.
Well, to put it in perspective, there was this pretty jarring Stanford study that showed 58 out of every 60 minutes, we are just obsessing over either the past or the future.
Wow, 58 minutes out of an hour.
Yeah, it is wild. It totally brings to mind that Mark Twain quote about how he suffered a great many troubles, most of which never actually happened.
Exactly. I think the issue is we try to force our thoughts to stop, which is honestly like trying to flatten out the ocean by force.
Right, you just end up making more waves. What you resist will persist.
Yeah, so if we can't force the ocean flat, how do we actually tame the mind?
Well, we have to stop treating the brain like it's this active thought creator. Think of the story of the king with this beautiful but completely wild horse.
Okay, I love a good parable.
Right, so the strongest men tried to wrestle this horse into submission, and they all just got thrown off.
Because you can't just fight it.
Exactly. The guy who finally tamed it, he didn't use force at all. He just let the horse run completely free in a field until it got fatigued.
Oh, wow. So he just let it tire itself out.
Yeah, and then it naturally became submissive, and your mind is just like that horse.
I mean, I get that, but if I just let my anxious thoughts run wild, I feel like I'm being trampled,
Well, the brain is really just a receiver. Thoughts just pop up unpredictably.
Like they just sort of bubble up.
Yeah, they just happen to you. You aren't actively crafting them at all.
Okay, wait, let's unpack this. Because if I can't predict my next thought, and I'm not the one creating them, then who exactly is the voice in my head?
That is the core revelation right there. There is a foundational rule here. Anything you can observe, you cannot be.
So if I hear the voice, I am not the voice.
Right, you are the awareness observing it, like that story of the reporter asking the Buddha if he was a god or a saint.
And the Buddha just says, no, I am awareness.
Exactly. Or the Zen master who, when asked for a word of wisdom, just wrote down awareness. When asked to explain, he just wrote awareness again. Awareness means awareness.
Anthony de Mello talks about this too, right? In his book, Stop Fixing Yourself. He says you simply be aware of yourself, and things naturally fix themselves.
Yeah, because we live in a world of always doing and fixing. It is like the moon analogy. The mind looks like it has its own energy, but it actually just gets its power from your consciousness, like the moon reflects the sun.
So how do I mechanically cut off that power supply when I am, spiraling over something?
Well, there is this ancient Sanskrit practice called neti neti, which means not this, not this. It is a real-time process of elimination.
Oh, so you tag the thought. Like you say, I'm observing anxiety, so I'm not the anxiety.
Precisely. You step out of the thought and into the role of the observer. The Indian sage Ramana Maharshi used to tell students to constantly ask, to whom do these thoughts come?
By doing that, you really starve the anxiety of your active participation.
Yeah, and when you withdraw that participation, the overthinking mind naturally powers down, which leaves you with this profound trust in reality.
Like the story of the king and his counselor, right? The counselor always said, all is well and unfolding as it should.
Right, and then the king gets a shaving scar, gets furious at that mantra, and locks the counselor in a dungeon.
But then the king gets captured by cannibals.
Yeah, but they refuse to sacrifice him because the scar makes him physically impure, so it saves his life.
And he realizes the dungeon saved the counselor from riding with him and being eaten instead.
Exactly. It shows how our overthinking is usually just us intensely attaching ourselves to a specific immediate outcome.
Wow. The intensity of your overthinking really does match your attachment.
It really does.
So stepping back into that observer role helps you start fighting the waves. Like the poet Rumi said, silence is the language of God.
That is a beautiful way to put it.
So try this today. Just sit quietly. As you breathe in, think I am. As you breathe out, think here.